Peace, my family, and roll back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This is your girl, the butterfly, and we about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all that good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in that good 9 mind. How y'all feeling today? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up in your higher nature and cleansing. Oh yeah, that's big. Cleansing the lows. I came out here today to express. Alright, now check on y'all. How y'all feeling out here on this good journey with them? Oh yeah, there's so much right knowledge and knowledge itself. And I don't know if people know, but I must say that's the thing that a lot of people are missing. The right knowledge of self. Knowledge of self. Knowing that self. That is what many are missing. Of course, that's the missing link, right? You know, those light bulb moments in life and many questions, you may have about life and things like that. The Most High has sent our Master Teacher, Dr. Malachi to help you get these answers that you need. As well as, of course, you can get your answers as well from meditation, asking questions, of course, things like that, yeah. But just know that he also sent scriptures down, ancient tablets down for people to understand how we must be moving on this planet and our lifestyle, our way of life, Nuwapu. And this is not just, about the knowledge, right? You're going to need the knowledge to transcend, right? Because you're going to need to know certain things because it's going to help you maneuver this particular rim and know what's going to happen next, right? And what these rims are, what these planes are, right? Of existence, moving on up, because that's the reason for death, right? Moving on to the higher life, transitioning from this body to a new body. Yeah. So ultimately, people may not know that, right? Because, we never die. We just transcend on, right? But in order to conquer this 3D, so where you won't have to keep coming back or desire to want to come back here in this material plane, this physical plane, where your desires and your wants, are in a sense plaguing you, right? Desires and wants of things that really can hold you here and keep you trapped here when the time comes. And it'll just keep recycling you back here until you learn your lesson, right? So, don't y'all want to learn a lesson now in this lifetime? Right? Don't y'all want to learn now? Right? Because the knowledge and information, it was needed. That was what was needed for us as a nation of people. And many prophets were sent down to warn us about how we're moving on this planet and how, a lot of people are moving towards self-destruction and also destroying the planet at the same time. Saving the planet, saving the children is real. And can y'all check this out? Because look around you, the world is in chaos, right? All around you, right? A lot of things are happening all at the same time, right? But what people fail to realize is it was a way that we lived. And in order to know this, you have to go back to when and how you were taught as a child, what you learned thus far in this room. What have you learned outside of what the world taught you? What have you learned spiritually? Or if you learned anything, right? What have you learned? Whatever religious thing you come from, what did you learn? and question, have you been applying what you learned? Because you can learn all day, but if you haven't applied what you learned, that's not wisdom. You must apply what you learn. That's wisdom. And again, keep working on yourself, because that's why we're allowed each day, a new day, to keep working on ourselves. We're not perfect, right? Keep working on ourselves and moving in the ways of the Most High. Sounds simple, right? But a lot of people do feel that they want to live their life their way. They want to do it their way. And your way can lead you in many different directions, like I said before. But when you begin to move in the ways of the Most High, that's when things begin to work for you, not against you. Work for you, and you will have protection over you, because you're moving in the ways of the Most High. That's all that matters, right? Right? That's what the omnipotent Jesus, Yahshua Temla's horse, was all about saying, and bringing the knowledge that we need to understand why we're here, to understand what's happening, to help us get to the state we need to be, as moving in the ways of the Most High, the way the children light, back to the Most High, back into the heavens, right? Because we have all fallen from grace, right? In order to get back through obedience, listening, and applying the things to your life. This is the reason why you live the way you're supposed to live, as far as your lifestyle, because this was ordained for you to live this way. The Most High has created this lifestyle for you to live because it's the best and the healthiest lifestyle for you here on this planet to live. Nuwapu, the science of the Nenaru. Right. And again, we are taught all scriptures and to follow them, right? Taught all scriptures and to follow all the scriptures, right? Realizing that all of it came from Egypt, right? Through the mystery school and the sciences. Now, many sciences. And more about ourselves and who we are. To get back into the heavens, get back on the right track, on the right path, is something that everyone has to make a decision for themselves about. Surrendering to the Most High is real. And people can sit here and say, of course we're being plagued by the temptations of the world. But again, it's by choice. We can choose to not do those things and work on ourselves to move away from those lifestyles. We must give away the image of the beast lifestyles. We must move away. We must come out of her, my people. Not moving in the ways of the beast, right? Getting back to where you need to be. Coming back home, right? In the ways of the Most High and how you were supposed to be, which is the healthiest part of your being. And no. Don't get it twisted. It's not easy. It can be made easier. But the simple life can be made simpler by how you move in your reality and what you decide to do moving forward. Moving away from things that are no longer good for you. Knowing that the Most High told you not to do those things. Right? And continue to wear yourself off of these things. Because you've been doing it your whole life, it's going to take time for you to wear yourself off of things. But again, you got to wear yourself off of it and don't get trapped in it all. And again, I know many people feel like, it's no, one way, right? And let me just say, yes, it is. It's just the way, right? And it's our Creator, right? And the Most High, He is one. Right? Right? One way of life. How you move. Not all these different ways, right? One way. How you move. And again, let me tell y'all, we studied all the scriptures, right? All the scriptures that were sent down, we studied them all, right? The Torah, all of them. Psalms, the Quran, Revelations, all of them, right? The Bible, right? All of them, right? To relate to others and to explain, break down of the Bible and things like that. Yes. Our Master Jesus broke it all down, leading us up to where things really came from. Egypt, right? And so, when you look at yourself, you should see yourself in your ancestors and what the Most High has, brought to you as prophets. All of them were black. All of them were Nubian. I hate to use the word black because I know, all of them are Nubian, right? But again, what does that mean to you? It means that you have a spiritual calling. It means that you are a child of the Most High. And that's why they say many are called. So many are called. Many, right? But a lot of people don't answer that call when it's time. That's why few are chosen. Right? So, this is, the most important decision of your life. This is the reason why you're here. This is what you're supposed to be working toward. Not your, job. That's not the reason. Your job can change, right? That's not the reason why you're here. Not all of this, America, the dream, and, all these things that you really want to do in this realm. That's not the reason why you're here. Bombshell. The reason why you are here is to get back to the Most High. That's it. Of course, you have to survive out here now. You gotta learn we all gotta learn to be self-sufficient. And, if you have a job, making sure you're doing something that you love, not something that is dreadful to go to work every day, because that's gonna bring down your frequency. Making sure you're doing something that you like, regardless, because you have to have a job, right? To work, to survive, to get things that you need for your lifestyle, your life, right? Of course. But I will say that takes a lot of your time, right? So you also have to make time for the Most High, right? It's very important. Making time for the Most High is very important. And that's very crucial when you got a lot of other things you have to handle and other responsibilities, right? Here, while you're here, right? So all of it is needed, and it's all about creating balance. We have to work on balance between the physical and the spiritual realms. We have to create balance because you have to work on, your spiritual side of yourself and your physical as well. All of it is balance. All of it is needed to grow, to develop, until you bring out who you truly are and eliminate the mask of what you pretend to be, and be real with yourself and just be who you are, what the Most High has created you to be. That's why I like to wear sometimes my wig. In a sense, this is just my way of letting people know that be who you are. Don't be nothing else. Be who you are. Don't be nothing else. Wear your hair. Who cares what people think? Wear your woolly hair. That is a gift from the Most High. And when you're not wearing your woolly hair, they find it to be very disrespectful, but people don't know, to your ancestors who look just like you or just like you. We are all one. And when you begin to wear your hair. It's just not just about your hair, though. When you begin to wear your hair and be who you truly are internally, on the outside it will begin to resonate. Be who you are. Break that spell. Not wanting to be like the image of the beast. Looking like, want to be like, talk like, have contacts, all these different things you got to put on to look a certain way or to feel pretty when you're already beautiful. The Most High has created you beautifully made, just the way you are. It's that simple. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you should love who you are and what you look like, because you're beautiful. However you look like, no hair or not, you are beautiful. That's another reason why I did a big chop, to let you all know. Forget that. Be free. Be who you are. And man, it's so much freedom in that if people knew. When you begin to strip it all away. Oh yeah, it's gonna feel uncomfortable because you're not used to it. Oh yeah. But that's what's needed. The withdrawals are needed. The tears are needed. The cries are needed. Because when you cry, you're releasing the toxins out your body. Man, oh man. And you will begin to feel the real you come forth. And if you feel uncomfortable, like I said before, being who you are, you feel uncomfortable walking outside being just who you are, what you look like. That's a question that you must ask yourself within. Why? Why do I feel this way? Is it because I'm pretending, putting on a mask each and every day? I'm not being true to who I am, who you are. Because again, if you're okay with that and this and that, you wouldn't feel no type of way. Internally, you wouldn't feel no way. It'll be like whatever. But we are taught worldly to put these things on. We are taught this at a young age. Conditioned. Feeling like we need these things to feel beautiful. And we don't. That's a trap. We must learn to be who we are. Oh man. Because you are loved, family. More than you will ever know. Just the way you are. But it's much cleaning to do. It's much cleaning to do on yourself. That's why it's a lot of work to get done. Internally and externally. It's a lot of work to get done within yourself. Taking care of yourself out here. Being healthy out here. Making sure you're taking care of yourself. To where you're not feeding yourself trash, right? You're feeding yourself life, right? That's why I post the smoothies. Because that's what you're going to need. You're going to need life, right? Live foods. Raw foods. That's the best. That's how it's the best. Right? Once you begin to feed yourself the proper foods and live the proper lifestyle that you know this is healthy for you. This is what the Most High has wanted you to do in the first place. You'll be seeing your light shine through, and no one can ever dim it. As long as you're being true to you. Remember that. So that's why it's so important just to be who you are. And you ain't gotta put on for nobody. You are beautiful just the way you are. love that. Love that. On that note, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Again, family, I want you all to know that you are loved beyond this world. I'm going to tell it to you every time. Because it's so true. Be the peace that you seek. Be true to who you are. Be true to who you are. I love you all. Release our Master Teacher, Dr. Malachi L. I love you. Peace, shalom, hashtag divine love, family. And why do? And it's all